Peel back the covers of the narcissist's secret life, and you won't find a grand lover, you'll find a shivering child holding a broken mirror. We are opening a door today into the most private and misunderstood chamber of the narcissistic relationship, the bedroom. You've been told they are powerful and dominant, but in the realm of true intimacy, the narcissist is a starving ghost. We are exploring the sexual weakness of the predator and why they feel so hollow, mechanical, and fundamentally frail when they are faced with the radiant depth of an empath. This isn't just about a lack of chemistry, it's about a profound psychological bankruptcy that they try to hide behind a mask of performance and control. Have you ever felt a strange, haunting loneliness right in the middle of a physical connection with your partner? It's as if you are reaching out to touch a person, but your hand passes right through a hologram. The narcissist can simulate passion, they can mimic the movements, and they can even recite the script of a lover, but they cannot generate the soul-to-soul vibration that defines a real union. The big haunting question is this: why does the narcissist, who spends their entire life trying to look superior, feel so weak and pathetic when they are in your arms? It's because their strength is a lie that requires an audience, and in the silence of closeness, the lie starts to wither and die. Imagine a thief who has successfully broken into a vault, only to find that the gold they came for is made of pure light that they cannot carry. That is the narcissist attempting to make love with an empath. They want your energy, they want your surrender, and they want your light, but they lack the internal equipment to actually process it. Their sexual weakness is a form of spiritual impotence. They are a shallow vessel trying to contain an ocean of empathy, and the pressure of your depth makes them feel small. They aren't making love to you, they are performing an extraction, and when the extraction fails to fill their void, they become resentful, cold, and strangely weak. You've probably noticed the way they dissociate or look away during moments of true vulnerability. This is because closeness is the narcissist's greatest enemy. It is a mirror that reflects their lack of a soul. While you are trying to build a bridge, they are trying to build a cage. The terrible thing you sense is their fear, a deep, primal terror of being seen as the empty shell they truly are. Their weakness in bed is the manifestation of their internal bankruptcy. They can't be with you because they don't even know how to be with themselves. They are a biological machine running a script of romance, and the gears are grinding because there is no emotional oil to keep them moving. This cinematic breakdown of mechanical intimacy exposes the secret knowledge that the narcissist is terrified you will discover. They are actually dependent on your reaction to feel real. Without your gasps, your tears, or your intense focus on them, they would effectively vanish. They are frequency parasites who need your high vibration energy to simulate a pulse. When they feel weak in bed, it's because they can't get a hit from you. They are like a parasite that has hit a vein of pure truth and finds the taste of it poisonous. Your light is too much for their darkness to handle, and instead of rising to your level, they sink into a state of petty, manipulative frailty. Most survivors feel like they are the problem in the bedroom, as if their own desire is too much or their needs are crazy. But the blunt truth is that you were trying to dance with a statue. The narcissist uses physical withholding or mechanical performance as a way to punish you for having the depth they lack. They want you to feel dirty or rejected so that you don't notice how weak they actually are. They are projecting their own sexual inadequacy onto you. They aren't strong enough to handle your heart, so they try to convince you that your heart is the problem. It is a systematic gaslighting of your most private self, designed to keep the predator in control. Think of the narcissist as a professional actor who has been cast in a role they don't understand. They know the lines, they know the blocking, but they have no motivation other than their own ego. When you look for connection, you are looking for a person, but you are only finding a persona. Their weakness is their lack of authenticity. They can't give themselves to you because there is no self to give. They are a collection of stolen traits and hollow mirrors. In the bedroom, this nothingness becomes a physical weight. It is the cold peace that follows an act that was supposed to be warm but felt like a business transaction where your soul was the currency. The big haunting question remains: can a person who is so dominant in public be so empty in private? The answer lies in their fear of the divine. An empath's love is a form of sacred energy that requires a self to receive it. The narcissist has no self. They are an empty theater where the lights are on but the actors have all gone home. Their weakness is their exile from the human experience. They are sexual killers because they murder the potential for joy with their mechanical coldness. They are obsessed with your body because it is the only way they can touch the reality they were cast out of, but they are too weak to ever truly inhabit that space. Do not click away, because we are about to enter the psychological breakdown of the narcissist's internal vacuum and why your presence triggers their collapse. We are going to expose the hidden motives behind their bedroom boredom, and why they will use your high vibration as a reason to hate you. This is the part where the predator's facade cracks. You need to be prepared for the psychic shock that occurs when the narcissist realizes that their control is actually a dependency. You are the one with the power, and their weakness is the ultimate proof of your sovereignty. We are stripping away the illusions of the predator, one layer of fake passion at a time. This first chapter is your awakening to the fact that you haven't been rejected, you have been too much for a weak system to handle. The pain you feel is the friction of your soul trying to connect with a wall of stone. The narcissist is terrified of the person you are, a person who can feel, who can love, and who can survive. As we move into the breakdown, remember that your depth is not a flaw, it is the holy fire that the narcissist cannot touch without being burned. You are the sovereign of your own sanctuary, and the narcissist is just a shivering ghost trying to steal a bit of your warmth. The power shift is absolute, and it starts with your clarity. To understand the psychological breakdown of the narcissist's frailty, you must look into the biological facade they use to navigate the world. A narcissist is a human being who has traded their heart for a shield. They operate on dopamine hits and ego surges, but they have no internal reservoir of peace. When they are with an empath, they are faced with a frequency that their system cannot decode. It's like trying to play a high-definition movie on a broken black-and-white television. The gears of their psyche begin to grind because your emotional complexity requires a depth of being that they intentionally destroyed years ago to avoid feeling pain. Metaphorically, the narcissist is a shadow figure trying to dance in the middle of a noonday sundae. Every time they get close to you, their false self begins to evaporate. This is the root of their sexual weakness. They cannot sustain the effort of being real for more than a few minutes. Their performance is an energy drain on their own system. They are frantically trying to maintain the mask of the great lover, but the void underneath is always pulling them back down into a state of apathy and coldness. They are gasping for your validation, but the oxygen of true love feels like carbon monoxide to their disordered mind. Their hidden motive for being weak or mechanical is often defensive devaluation. If they can't master the experience of intimacy with you, they must destroy the value of the experience. They will call you needy, over-emotional, or boring as a way to exorcise their own feeling of inadequacy. They are projecting their internal impotence onto you. By making the bedroom a low-vibration zone, they protect themselves from the threat of your connection. They would rather rule over a frozen wasteland than be second in a kingdom of love. Their weakness is a choice to stay safe in their own darkness. We must discuss the narcissistic void as a spiritual hunger that can never be satiated. A narcissist views your empathy as a commodity to be consumed. During physical connection, they aren't looking for union, they are looking for recharge. But because they have no soul vessel to hold your energy, the charge leaks out as soon as the act is over. This leads to a post-intimacy crash, where they become mean, distant, or irritated. They blame you for their emptiness. They are addicted to the high of your surrender, but they despise the dealer, you, for reminding them of their dependency. Their weakness is the hunger of a starving ghost. Imagine a mirror that has been painted with lead. That is the narcissist's heart. They cannot reflect your love, so they absorb it and neutralize it. When you are making love to them, you are broadcasting a signal of deep empathy, but they are black holes for frequency. This lack of resonance is why it feels weak. There is no echo. There is no feedback. There is only the thud of your soul hitting their wall of shame. They are biological dead ends. Their impotence is the total absence of soul sync. They are screaming internally because they know they are missing the very thing that makes life worth living. Their internal chaos is a whirlwind of paranoia that they manage through compulsive control. Even in the bedroom, they are calculating. They are thinking about their next move, their next victim, or the next lie. This hypervigilance makes real intimacy impossible. They are never present. Their weakness is their inability to let go. They are terrified that if they surrender to the moment, they will lose the mask and you will see the frightened child hiding in the basement of their psyche. They are caged by their own defense mechanisms. They are performers who are afraid of the audience. Let's look at the metaphor of the vampire again. A narcissist is a spiritual predator who needs the friction of your drama to feel real. Quiet, loving intimacy is boring to them because it has no conflict. They prefer trauma-bonded intimacy because the pain gives them a stronger signal. Their weakness with a healthy, high-vibration empath is that they can't find a hook. They are sliding off your piece. They need you to be broken to plug in. When you are whole, they are impulse poor. They are bottom feeders who can't survive in the clean water of true love. They are starving in paradise. The narcissist is a frequency parasite who jams your internal signal. They conditioned you to believe that their coldness was your fault. Now that you've seen the machine, they are disconnected from the power source. They feel like they are drifting into the void without a tether. This annihilation anxiety is what drives their bedroom cruelty. They will withhold or mechanicalize sex as a weapon to re-establish dominance. But it's a sign of death. They are running out of battery. They are predators who have lost their stealth. They are weak because they are found out. There is also the projective identification of their own disgust. Deep down, the narcissist finds human vulnerability to be repulsive because it reminds them of their own primal wounds. They despise you for opening up to them, and they despise themselves for mimicking that openness. This loop of hate is the vibration of their intimacy. When the act is done, the mask drops, and you see the cold sneer of a person who views your love as a liability. They are relieved to stop the performance, but they are terrified that the light is leaving them. They are trapped in their own web of shame. This psychological breakdown reveals that the narcissist is a broken instrument trying to play a masterpiece. They fail because they have no strings. The terrible thing is that they blamed the music for the silence of their own soul. As we move into the dramatic turning point, you will see what happens when the empath finally stops the music. You are going to see the power shift from the parasite to the sovereign soul. The weakness of the narcissist is about to be exposed as their final sentence. You are about to become untouchable, and the predator is about to become irrelevant. The dramatic turning point arrives in the dead silence of a moment that should have been sacred. You are lying there, looking at the narcissist, and suddenly, the fog lifts. You don't see a powerful lover or a soulmate, you see a data set of failed manipulations. You see the smallness of their mechanical efforts. This is the psychological plot twist. You stop feeling rejected, and you start feeling bored. The power snatches back into your center with a violent, silent snap. You have found the kill switch for the trauma bond. The empath is no longer performing, the empath is observing. Watch the narcissists panic when their primary hook, your desperate need to connect, suddenly disconnects. They can sense the energetic shift in the room. They will double down on the performance, trying to force a reaction through theatrical passion or aggressive control. They are frantically trying to recapture your nervous system because they can feel the cord has been severed. But you are not moving. This lack of response is psychological kryptonite. The narcissist starts to feel invisible, obvious, and pathetic. The grandiosity is falling off them like wet paper. This is the moment of internal sovereign alignment where you realize that their sexual weakness was never your fault. It was the limit of their capacity. You stop viewing yourself as undesirable and start viewing them as spiritually bankrupt. You are no longer a resource to be mined, you are a temple that has evicted the moneylenders. The narcissist sees this radiance of indifference on your face and it triggers their annihilation anxiety. They want to destroy the peace they can't occupy. They start lashing out, but their rage feels like the scream of a starving ghost. Detail the narcissist's desperate pivot. When mechanical sex doesn't work to control you, they will pivot to malignant withholding or triangulation. They will start talking about how attractive someone else is, or they will discard you in the middle of the night to trigger your fear of abandonment. This is guerrilla warfare of the ego. They are frantically trying to find a new hook. But the empath has graduated. You see the pattern. You label the tactic in real time. Oh, he's trying to make me feel small. Oh, she's trying to shame me. By naming the demon, you strip its power. The plot twist deepens. The silence in the bedroom becomes the clarifying light in the living room. You start noticing every other lie, every other gap in logic, and every other hollow promise. The fog is evaporating. The narcissist senses this clarity and they realize the game is up. They will attempt a hysterical hoover, a sudden, manic burst of fake intimacy and promises of change. They might even try to rehook you through sexual intensity as a last resort. But the empath is impenetrable. You don't buy the lie. You don't open the door. You are done. They attempt a malignant discard before you can discard them. To save face, they will announce that the relationship is dead because you are the problem. They will say you are cold, you are selfish, or you have changed. This is a projection of their own internal failure. They are trying to rewrite the history so they can be the victim in the next relationship. But you are relieved. You accept the discard like a winning lottery ticket. You watch them walk out and you feel the weight of 1,000 suns lifting from your spirit. The executioner has freed the sovereign. Show the shift in the energetic signature of the house. The moment the narcissist stops feeding on you, it becomes clean. You start inhabiting your own body again. You breathe deeper. You sleep better. You realize that the sexual weakness you felt was actually the presence of death in the room. Now that the death is gone, the recovery begins. The narcissist is pacing the perimeter, screaming to anyone who will listen that you are a monster, but you are silent. Your silence is the final sentence in their trial. You have found your peace in the light. Psychological shift. You realize that the narcissist was never the one, they were the dark teacher. They were the final boss you had to defeat to become yourself. The mechanical bed was the incubator for your sovereignty. You no longer fear being alone. You realize that being alone is infinite compared to being with a narcissist. You feel a surge of internal heat that is pure and self-generated. You have found the internal fountain. The narcissist is cursed to search for supply forever, while you are sustained by your own soul. You are radiant. This is the moment of total detachment. You look at the old bed and you don't see the trauma, you see a place where a miracle happened. You have sanctified the space. The narcissist is irrelevant. They are a static noise on a faded radio station. You have changed the frequency. The turning point is absolute. You are inhabiting your own life with an intensity that is terrifying to the weak. You are steady. You are solid. You are home. The power shift is complete. You are the master now. The narcissist is just a distant memory of a bad movie. As we move into the collapse, remember, the narcissist depends on your reaction to feel solid. By withdrawing your desire and your drama, you have deleted their existence in your universe. They are going to panic. They are going to burn their own world down to get your attention. but you are no longer the firefighter. You are watching the fire from the high ground, safe in your sovereignty. We are about to witness the total internal collapse of the abuser as they realize that the empath they used has finally, irrevocably, reclaimed their soul. The end is brutal. Now we enter the narcissistic mortification, the total psychic implosion of the predator. When the empath stops participating in the mechanical fantasy, the narcissist loses their anchor to the real world. They start to devolve into their true state of chaos and paranoia. You will see them unravel in real time. Their lies become sloppy. Their mask is cracking like dried mud. They are losing their grip on reality because you were the reality they were leaning on. They are choking on the ash of their own failed intimacy. They are exposed to the cold light. Their social consequences are swift and public. As the recovered empath moves through the world with quiet dignity and icy indifference, the narcissist smear campaign starts to rot. People start seeing the pattern of hollow relationships and burned bridges they leave behind. You are the witness who survived the autopsy of the predatory bed. The narcissist is losing their status as the leader. They are exposed as the energy predator who needs a reaction to feel real. They are isolated in the toxic wasteland they designed for you. They are finished. The internal panic of the narcissist becomes a manic screaming for new supply that no longer exists in your space. They look for you in every face they exploit, but no one can reflect the God image you once gave them. They are starving for the high-grade empathy your depth used to provide, but the bank of your soul is permanently closed. They realize, too late, that they killed the golden goose. This regret isn't love, it's hunger. They hate you for being happy without their permission. Every smile you have is a stab to their insecurity. Watch the harsh truth of their new life. They look old. They look gray. They look diminished. The energy they stole from you has expired, and they have no internal battery to generate more. They are cursed to repeat the same loop with lesser and lesser souls until they draw their last breath. They are trapped in a body that is closing down, haunted by the memory of the Owen who got away and found the sun. They are obsessed with the fact that you don't care. Their rage is turning inward, eating the last of their humanity. The tone is brutally cold and analytical. The narcissist is a parasite that underestimated the sovereignty of the empath. By moving on physically and spiritually, you have executed the predator. They are walking dead, carrying the corpse of their own ego. They hate you for surviving their sexual warfare. They hate you for being whole in a world they told you was a killing flaw. Every breath of peace you take is a poison to their delusion. They are collapsing into the center of their own nothingness. The final discard was yours, and it was lethal. Internal panic leads to pathological stalking of your happiness. They analyze your every post, searching for a sign of pain, a sign of return. But they find nothing but strength. This strength is traumatic to the narcissist. It debunks their God complex. It proves they are just a glitch in your evolution. They are screaming from the shadows, trying to cast a spell that your nervous system no longer decodes. They are irrelevant. This irrelevance is the final consequence of their evil. They wanted to be remembered as a god, but they will be forgotten as a malfunction. The social discard concludes with the final isolation. The flying monkeys have woken up. The family has distanced themselves. The narcissist is left alone with the ghost of the ONE they couldn't destroy. This isolation is the mirror they feared their whole life. In the silence, they are forced to hear the echoes of their own lies. They are obsessed with you because you are the only thing that feels real in their world of shadows. But you are a memory they can't command. They are stroking the air where you used to be. They are nothing. Brutally truthful analysis. The narcissist failed because they miscalculated the resilience of the spirit. They thought they could starve the empath, but they only forced the empath to hibernate and evolve. Once you wake up and retain your energy, you are invisible to their manipulation. The narcissist is a shadow that cannot exist in the presence of your internal truth. They are disintegrating. The sexual weakness was your incubation phase, and you have emerging with new skin. You have inverted the trauma into power. The narcissist is a broken tool. Intensify the collapse. You watch their disintegration with a sense of sacred justice. You don't feel vengeance, you feel order. You see that the world is actually safe because you are the one who defines your reality. The narcissist's rage is a distant noise that no longer reaches your frequency. You are healing at a speed they cannot match. You are living at a depth they cannot reach. The collapse is the final closing of the narrative. The monster is dead, and the village is celebrating. The end is brutal and permanent. As we enter the final truth, look at the ruin of the abuser and realize you are the final truth. The pain was just the shell of your evolution. You have found the key. You have opened the door. You have walked into the world and the world recognized you. The final truth is cinematic, empowering, and saturated with radiance. The collapse is complete. The sunrise is internal. You are free to build a world where predators are nothing but ghosts in the distance. You are the sovereign. Your no was the beginning. We have reached the final truth, the cinematic closing where the hooks of the past are melted by the heat of your presence. The final truth is this: the narcissist's sexual weakness was not your inadequacy, it was their impotence of soul. You don't feel empty because you are full of your own light. You have realized that the narcissist was never your twin flame, they were your exterminator who accidentally ignited your true fire. You have used the ash to fertilize your garden. You are the master of your own energy. You are clean. Emotional closure comes from the absolute knowledge that the narcissist never existed as the person you loved. You were in love with a reflection of your own empathy. Today, you have taken the reflection back. You are closing the case file on the predator. You have realized that their hate was a badge of honor. A being of darkness will always hate the sun. You accept the hate as proof of your magnificence. You are validating yourself by the fact that you can breathe, you can dream, and you can love again. The verdict is innocent. Healing is the cinematic slow burn of presence. It is the feeling of the ground under your feet, the sound of your own voice telling the truth, and the sight of a future that is unwritten and safe. You are reprogramming your nervous system to expect beauty and respect. You are learning that empathy is a superpower, not a weakness. You are finding your soul. You are building a life that is so authentic and so powerful that the memory of the narcissist feels like a B-movie you watched in another lifetime. You are the director. Empowerment is the quiet strength of the empath who refused to stay broken. You have seen the bottom of the abyss and you brought back the light. You are unshakable. The narcissist's screams from the shadows are just background noise in the symphony of your life. You have changed the frequency. You are tuned in to the voice of the universe, to the pulse of the earth, and to the truth of your own value. You have reclaimed your power, and you are using it to heal the world. You are a warrior of the light. You are whole. The final line is being written in the stars. You are part of a global awakening of sovereign empaths who are refusing to be supply. We are collective strength. We are spiritually invincible. The narcissist's obsession with your body was the last stand of a dying ghost. The age of the predator is ending. The age of the authentic is beginning. You are a pioneer of the soul. Your voice is a siren of truth for others who are still in the shadows. You are calling them home to themselves. The bunker is open. Imagine the final scene. You are standing on a beach at sunrise. The waves are washing away the last footprints of the abuser's shadows. Below you, the dark valley of the trauma is dissolving in the light. Above you, the sky is exploding with colors you can finally see again. You are complete. You are indifferent. The narcissist is a name you can barely remember, a face you no longer recognize. You breathe in the clean air of sovereignty, and you never look back. You are finally free of the parasite's grip. The narcissist is now a distant memory, stalking the ruins of a life they burnt. They are screaming at the wind, begging the dust to become the mirror again. But the mirror is gone. You are flesh and blood, light and fire, moving at the speed of joy. You have found your peace. You have found your tribe. You have found your soul. The pain of the survivor was the cocoon of the butterfly. The credits are rolling. The theater is empty. The light is permanent. The war is over. The narcissist tried to kill the empath because they were terrified of your power. They wanted to keep you as their internal battery, but the battery exploded into a sun. You are magnificent. You are unstoppable. You have won the game by walking off the field. You have ascended beyond the manipulation. You are the truth. You are the way. You are the life. The pain was the fog, and you are the sun. The fog has no choice but to vanish in your radiance. Reclaim your space. Reclaim your voice. Reclaim your right to walk the earth with confidence and glory. The sexual killer, the psychological parasite, and the emotional arsonist have no power in this light. You are generating your own frequency now, and it is a frequency of freedom, justice, and radiance. Use it to warm your own life. Use it to create beauty. Use it to love deeply with others who vibrate at your level. You are a generator of universal light. The narcissist thinks they are the predator in the bedroom, but their mechanical weakness is the exact proof that they have already lost the war for your soul. Go forth and live with the intensity that was meant to be yours all along. The mirror is shattered, the light is back, and you are finally, irrevocably free.